Being a parent by far is the most challenging of all of the roles or hats that I have to wear in my life. But being a parent where you have to parent or co-parent a child when you live states and miles away is even more challenging. One of the things that I want to talk to parents out there that are separated from their spouse or parents that have to co-parent after a custody order is, how do you parent effectively when you're not living in the same jurisdiction? One of the things that I want you to think about before I answer that question is the child. Think about that boy or girl who doesn't have the opportunity to see mom or dad tuck them in every single night or read them a bedtime story. Think about how that child feels not to be able to touch that parent on a daily basis. Think about what it's like if you're a child and your classmates have their parents at lunchtime sitting at the table with them, but you're not there. Or for each of the field trips, all of the other kids have their parents that are chaperones, but you don't. And so when you think about those things, this is how I will answer the question. Be where your child wants you to be and communicate with your child as often as you possibly can. That means, number one, using FaceTime, using those video chats to make sure that there is continuity when it comes to the communication between you and your child, and do it as often as you can. The second thing that I recommend that you do is get a copy of your child's school calendar and put those important dates on your calendar. For instance, parent-teacher conferences. We saw with COVID that Zoom and some of the other video apps are a great resource to make sure that you can be wherever you need to be as a parent. So there's absolutely no excuse for why you aren't present at the parent-teacher conference. The next thing that you want to do after you've gone ahead and you've gotten that school calendar and you put on the calendar all of the important dates as it relates to your child's education, you want to be sure that you don't miss those special events. The special events that I'm talking about are things that are unique to your child. So you're going to have to talk and you're going to have to find out from your child when they want you to be present. If that happens to be a dance, if it happens to be prom, or if it happens to be a recital, there are those special things that only your child can tell you about. And when they do tell you about it, it's up to you to take the time, schedule the flights that you need to schedule so that you are present. Children don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And so those are the three things that I want to recommend to a parent that is living in another state that is different from their child. You want to go ahead and get that school calendar. You want to make sure that the communication between your child is continuous and consistent. And you want to be sure that you learn from your child what's important to him or her when they want you to be present and how often. I hope this information was helpful to you. Thank you as usual for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you here, same time, same place.